Hey, welcome back to Start Select. It's Monday, June 4th, and it's not even officially the first day of E3. They're still putting the finishing touches on the big booths in the hall behind us. But it is all about the pre-show conferences today, isn't that right, Guy?
That's right. We have 4 of the bad boys. It seems like it's, for me, I've been going to each of them, and it's just been non-stop shooting, driving, and all this stuff. So we kicked off the day with Microsoft, we've had EA, we've had Ubisoft, and I've just got back from Sony. So 4 big press conferences.
Right, so we just need Nintendo early tomorrow morning to finish the set.
We got the set. I've been keeping my bingo card going, so if anyone says anything like revolutionary, or if kids are on stage, I've been ticking those bad boys off. Got a few of those today, but I'm hoping Nintendo's going to have some more tomorrow.
All right, we've also come into possession of a pair of matching GameSpot t-shirts, so this is our uniform for the show, but that's not what we've got for you right now.
Today we've got 4 big news stories, our choicest news stories for the Start Select viewers.
Right, and those are the unveiling of Watch Dogs, first of all, and also Beyond, which is David Cage's new game, Beyond Two Souls, and then there was Splinter Cell Blacklist, and finally Bose in an archery-obsessed E3. So Guy, first of all, Watch Dogs was the show closer at the Ubisoft conference, and it had a really warm reception there. I mean, you were there, I wasn't there, so tell us about it.
Yeah, very warm reception. It's a new game from Ubisoft, I think it's Ubisoft Montreal.
Ubisoft Toronto, I believe is their first game.
Apologies. So Ubisoft Toronto. It's a great looking game, open world action game. It's going to be set in a city that looks a little bit like Chicago, and it's basically it's based around the premise that everyone is interconnected. So it's sort of set in a near future setting, and some of the gameplay elements that we saw were hacking into people's phones. There was a great sort of Heat inspired shootout scene around some cars. It looked amazing, looked fantastic. Some really nice moments where the gameplay would slow down and you'd see the detail of the rain and that sort of stuff, which I think led a lot of people to believe that it may well be a next-gen game, so PlayStation 4, Xbox 720, but you've uncovered news.
Well, there was nothing concrete on that in the conference,
right.
And yeah, I think the jury's still out on that. They didn't say either way which platforms it would be coming out on, but it did certainly look very, very pretty.
It went down very well, and I think that this has been a game, this has been an E3 of not very many surprises so far. This was a surprise. I think even people at Ubisoft didn't know this thing existed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went down a storm, and if you only watch one thing, I would recommend today, watch that trailer. It's very, very impressive.
Potentially game of the show?
Potentially. We have got to see what Nintendo does tomorrow. I think The Last of Us also looked really good, but yeah, that was a real surprise for me. Our next choice game from E3 2012 is Beyond Two Souls. Jane, what do you think of it?
Yeah, this was another full-on reveal, something people were really hungry for. Again, another bit of a surprise. We suspected there would be a new David Cage, a new Quantic Dream game coming out of the Sony conference, but here it was. It was Beyond Two Souls, which stars Ellen Page, actually Ellen Page, not just the likeness of Ellen Page, but the voice of Ellen Page, as Jodie Holmes, I believe her name is, and she appears to be some kind of psychic, possibly psychic, very quiet girl, shall we say, who may or may not have an imaginary friend or telekinetic powers, something like that. But it began with a very sort of quiet / talky, moody cutscene, shall we say?
In a police office.
Yeah, about setting the mood and giving you a flavour of this sort of supernatural thriller, interactive drama, I believe David Cage would say.
Yeah.
And he introduced it by setting up the premise or the theme that it's about the afterlife.
Yes.
And it's set across 15 years of this girl, Jodie Holmes' life.
Yeah.
And after that we got this montage of more action focused bits, but no real idea of how the gameplay itself is going to work. I suspect it would be something resembling Heavy Rain.
It looks more action based than Heavy Rain, I would say, from what I took away from it. I mean, the motion capture looked even better, or the facial capture looked even better than we saw in Heavy Rain. But yeah, I mean, the game again went down a storm at Sony's press conference. I think a lot of people were just really excited because David Cage, you know, he won a lot of plaudits for Heavy Rain, but I think a lot of people were, you know, wanting to see that acting move forward a little bit. You know, it seemed like Ellen Page is a really good fit for it. I know, you know, certain people thought the acting in Heavy Rain wasn't that good, and it was done by, you know, kind of French people as well. So to get a Hollywood star in there is a good thing, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it went down really well. Like you say, the only thing is we don't know what the gameplay's like in it. So
not just yet.
Not just yet.
Like
but
press X to Jodie.
Exactly. He's doing a 40-minute demo of David Cage at E3. So we'll find out more about it as the show opens. But yeah, I love Heavy Rain, so I went down really well.
You're already on board?
I'm on board, yeah,
right.
Sign me up.
Thank you, Mr. Cage. And finally, the big unveiling, probably the only unveiling
at Microsoft.
At Microsoft's conference,
yes.
The first conference of the day, was Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now tell us about that one.
Yeah, so Blacklist is this terrorist organization. I think it was based in Iraq/Iran, the game.
The demo was on the border, I believe.
It was on the border, yeah. So some interesting stuff in it. I mean, they're really pushing the Kinect elements of it, so you're going to be able to distract certain guards by shouting at the camera, shouting at Kinect, which we saw a demo of. You're going to be able to order airstrikes, which we also saw a demo of. But otherwise, it's pretty much Splinter Cell as we knew it from the last incarnation, so Conviction.
A lot of mark and execute.
Marking, executing, a lot of the interrogation as well, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it seemed to do fairly well. But like you say, the Microsoft press conference in general was low on surprises, I would say.
Yeah, that was the one thing we didn't have. Didn't have sights on beforehand, I think.
Absolutely.
And climbing, there was some climbing.
There was some climbing,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to compare it to Uncharted, but there was some sort of, you know, him fast moving up walls.
But
here I am doing that because I'm a lazy journalist. So yes, I'm doing that. But it looked good, I think. I mean, it was not one of my favourite games I've seen today,
no.
but it did. I think if you're a Splinter Cell fan, it's, again, to use a cliche, you're probably going to enjoy this.
Yeah. And that's it from Start Select today. But Guy, you're excited about tomorrow?
I'm excited about tomorrow. E3 opens, Nintendo press conference, everything to play for with Nintendo. Could they have the best E3 ever? Hopefully, but we'll see. You can catch it all on GameSpot, of course. But yeah, we get to play some games. We get to play some games tomorrow. Yes.
Cool. So come on back tomorrow for more from Start Select.